It was one of the most traumatic / exhilarating moments I have ever had in my career, where it was just like going down a mountain in a sled with just like just straight down.
Transport Group does the best work.
When I think of 20 years of Transport Group, it's putting the artist first and a real commitment to process.
It talks the talk about wanting to present bold, challenging, daring theater, and it really walks the walk by collaborating with people who are writing stories we haven't heard of before.
They're often shows you're not going to see anywhere else.
The range of stories we've told, the range of artists we've worked with, to me it's enormous.
It's a place of great experimentation, great place for exploration, and I think also a little bit of danger.
Whenever I'm in the audience for a Transport Group show, I'm like, what's gonna happen? What is about to happen?
It's all in Jack's very unique aesthetic.
The fact that the audience was right next to us. I mean, they were on top of us. There wasn't this divide. That divide had been crossed by the production from the first second.
That was the whole set, with these dozen or so small houses around the floor of the stage.
Catonsville 9 covered with stuff, photographs, letters, documents.
Having Ken Fallon create and draw those designs in real time. I don't know of any other company who would have attempted that.
The productions that Transport Group puts on, have such clarity.
You really never know how the story is going to be told.
We have done several productions where if it had not been for us existing, these stories would not have been told. The quintessential one would be Queen of the Mist.
It's just so out of, for what you would think of it, to do a musical based on a woman who went over the Niagara Falls in a barrel and lived.
Queen of the Mist really exposed this woman's soul, and in exposing her soul, exposed mine. I don't know that I'll ever play such a great role again.
Every show I see Transport Group do takes some new insane risk.
It's the kind of stuff I want to do. I mean, I want to stretch myself and do things that make me slightly uncomfortable.
There's a weird way in which I feel slightly as an actor like almost more comfortable with parts where you leave it all out there.
And the only way that you can do that is if you truly trust the people around you.
Being able to collaborate in the way that I collaborated with Jack, it's not easy to find. A chemistry that you can't manufacture.
Had it been any other theater, any other director, any other group of actors, I wouldn't have been able to do it.
There's nothing I can say I can't do because I have to look back and say, you were on stage for almost an hour, alone.
I've always associated Transport Group with real originality on every level.
Barbara Andreas in Our Town, that performance in itself just blew my brain out.
Marin, Ireland in that play will be etched in my memory forever. It's one of the greatest performances I've ever seen an actor give.
That production was one of the all-time most meaningful experiences of my life.
And to see that many fierce women over a certain age being able to be everything, it was just glorious.
I was in Picnic. We cracked that play.
When I think of the biggest risks we have taken, one in particular is our production of Eugene O'Neill's Strange Interlude.
It was the best production of Strange Interlude I am convinced that there ever was or ever will be.
Nearly 6 hours, all performed by one person, David Greenspan.
It was entirely this monumental, bizarre creation.
It's an acting accomplishment that would define my work as an actor.
Certainly one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my entire life.
The box that Strange Interlude was in was a space that the audience got to continually rediscover, that kept changing, that we literally moved within, without, and sat on top of, which is kind of how Transport Group approaches a play, looking at a piece from every angle.
A real actual process, it gives an artist everything because it gives them the chance to fail and then it gives them the chance to try again.
If I know that I have the flexibility to succeed and fail, I'm just gonna keep going. Every time I fail, it gives me another chance to succeed.
I mean, this is the place to experiment and play and discover and push the boundaries.
What I was most struck by was the level of empathy and compassion that was a part of every facet of the process.
Everyone became a piece of thread in a tapestry that could not be unraveled. And it was because we had the sense of total support.
I feel like I had been seen in a way I'd never quite been seen before by any process.
And that gives way to such beautiful jumps off of cliffs.
It's vital. It's so vital to have these spaces and these companies who are providing these spaces.
That endless curiosity opens up. The doors just keep opening and opening and opening. And I think that does inform not just the process, but even the decisions to make the kind of work that Transport Group does.
What makes me the proudest is knowing that the artists we've worked with have been able to fully express themselves authentically.
Oh, 100%. That experience made me a better artist. No doubt.
Working on Renaissance not only made me a better artist, actually was able to birth me as an artist.
It felt like a genuinely spiritual experience, and those are so rare.
That is the type of artist that I want to be, and thankfully, that is the type of artist that Transport Group gave me the permission and opportunity to be.
The most important thing I want for Transport Group in the next 20 years is to just keep surprising me and keep upending my expectations. Think bigger and stranger and weirder and harder.
Transport Group is in another moment of readiness for scaling up.
Truly, the possibilities are endless.
This is the moment to be even more open and more inclusive, give more people the opportunity to experience what it means to be a part of a Transport Group show.
Just to continue our path of putting the artists first, and I think when you put the artists first, you ultimately put the audience first.
And that's how you know it's a Transport Group show, because you are challenged, you are thinking, you are enticed, you are exhilarated, you're happy, you just are. You're transported.